Now this is a public service announcement. They don't take this thing too serious. Instead, relax and enjoy the experience of what we call life. Now, it's important that in these times, we come together instead of divide. We stand tall and we shine, because time is all we have, you see. So let's use it wisely. Love one another and speak kindly. Blessings and love.
Hello, beautiful people. I'm Sima here, your host at KRONic Podcast, along with Jessie.
Hello.
And Jake.
Hello. How y'all doing?
And we're going to talk about how we, first of all, we're going to say how we know each other, so you know us a little bit better. And then how we know cannabis. So you know us even more better.
Because if you're a friend of cannabis, you're a friend of ours.
That's right. In fact, that's how we met.
Yeah. That is how we met at the gym here in Franklin. You guys had a KRON Jeep that I saw at the gym every day, and I would always be like, "Who is that? Who belongs to that car?"
We were advertising weed before weed was supposed to be advertised.
We were definitely like not many people here were doing that yet.
You were like, I already love these people without knowing them.
I was like, these people must be pretty chill. So, and then I think like a year or so later, you had, I guess, a hat on, I think.
Yeah,
and I was like,
right
the hat and the Jeep match. And you were with them. So I went up to y'all and started talking. And was it a week? 2 weeks later, you and I went to Vegas together.
So true. That's so true.
Was it that quickly?
It was so quick.
Because my kids were like, Mom, do you know these people? Is this safe?
Yeah.
And we went to a CBD convention in Vegas.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to this convention. Are you up for it? Do you want to come? She was like, yeah, why not? Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I remember that. That was the marijuana convention, actually.
That was the start of our travels together.
It was a fun trip, Jessie.
It was a fun trip.
Yeah. And that's how we met each other, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cannabis
brought us together.
Love,
it did.
Connection.
Yes.
And we love it. Here we are. After a while, we are sitting and bringing cannabis information to you guys.
Yep. Would you guys like to tell the audience how you two met?
How we met? How we met at a roller skating rink. On a birthday party.
Skating rink.
Yeah, in a birthday party.
That's a good idea,
Weed was not involved in that one.
Weed got involved very shortly after that.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Yeah, we were dating when we started actually exploring smoking weed together.
Yeah.
So very shortly, we were not even married.
No, yeah.
But we had little kids back then. So we were hiding, and we didn't want to be like bad in the garage. We want to play like good peer model, role model for our kids. So we were hiding it from them. So we were doing very little here, very little there for relaxing at night or just having fun.
But our kids were the reasons why we got in this business, though. Because there was a little bit of fun. Yeah, there was a little bit of fun. But that wasn't a whole lot of usage until we found out that our kids were using.
Yes, it started like in regular daily usage.
Right, you guys said last week that you actually questioned why they were doing it, which is huge because most parents wouldn't do that. They were just like, you're in trouble, you're done.
Right.
Well, I mean, because we had used a little bit of, had fun with it. And
how
obviously,
long have y'all smoked? Like individually?
Consistently or had started?
Yeah, like had started.
Just say your background on the smoking.
Yeah.
Or knowing the cannabis.
Oh,
yeah, like
how do you know? Yeah.
The first time
like what you got you into it.
Where are you from, and what was your history with cannabis? When you were growing up, was it something that was not around? Was it something that you participated in?
It was around, but I didn't do much of it. No, I grew up in Montana.
You're good. Keep it.
I grew up in Montana, and so back there was probably a whole lot more meth in the drug world than there was weed in the drug world up in Montana, just because I-15 was a meth corridor, and so Great Falls was right on that corridor, and people would be into more meth than weed. But people smoked weed in high school. Yeah, meth is terrible. Yeah, it was bad.
I don't even know what is it, but I just know
meth
it's bad.
Meth is like cocaine, but you can make it from
all kinds of gnarly chemicals.
Yeah, you just take
like snort.
Yeah, well, you can snort it, you can smoke it. There's multiple ways to, but it's an upper. You're up. It's a horrible.
Yeah, basically it's like cocaine, but instead of pure, type of chemicals, they use household cleaners to create meth. And once you start cooking meth, you basically destroy everything around you.
I was just about to say that. There was a whole hotel shut down where my dad's from.
It's terrible. But that's what was going on. But I never got into any of that kind of nonsense. But I smoked weed like once or twice in high school with a couple of kids. I was generally in youth group Christian kind of things. I didn't participate in a lot of that stuff when I was growing up. So once or twice I smoked in high school. Once or twice in the military, but in the military you can get in some real trouble for it, so I stayed away from it there. And it wasn't until after I got out of the service that I actually tried, a little bit more cannabis product. And that started probably in my late 20s.
And did you start recreationally, or was it for anything specific?
No, there was a divorce issue that happened, and my buddy was selling weed at the time in Montana, and he made like edibles and things of that nature, and so I got a bunch of edibles and didn't really do a bunch of smoking, but
gotcha.
There was a part of that there.
So you kind of got introduced more on the edible side.
Well, I mean, smoking was there. I mean, it was just weed, whatever weed was at that particular time. It was not really even as broad as it is now. So that was Clint. And, and then when we got together, because it was about the same sort of scenario time frame right after I got divorced and we got together, that I went back up to Montana, and he had, all sorts of weed, and we're like, let's smoke, let's have fun, and we ended up smoking.
Had you smoked before?
Oh, yeah. Funny story, though. I'm going to go back and tell my story, but I don't want to forget this. When we were dating, we start for first time again after a really long time. Jake started exploring because I was kind of introducing let's do it. Remember?
Because you were smoking more.
Right. I was smoking with my friends in social setting and stuff. Right. But there was a pen that I brought to him. You remember?
Oh, yeah. I almost. And I felt like I was dying.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was synthetic. We got it. Shit. It was illegal. We got it from black market, and product ended up being synthetic. And he used it.
Not really good. It was bad synthetic. Yeah. Like horrible synthetic. Like I literally felt like I was dying.
Yes.
Because time was skipping for me. Like things were happening and time was skipping.
That's why it needs to be legal, so that synthetic shit can't be on the market.
Absolutely. Not only needs to be legal, but that's another thing. Being tested and knowing where
that comes with the
exactly where you are getting, because there is anybody who hears this, there is bad product,
and they sell it at the gas station down the street on the corner, and then that's where weed gets a bad name.
Exactly.
I was just about to say, how many people do you think don't even get into it because of experiences like that?
Right, or how many people want it to remain illegal because of that?
Tons of them. Yeah, and that's
many people.
That's exactly what happened. Is that she had picked something up, or it was not you, it was your friend.
My friend, and gave it to me, and I brought it to him.
But you get it at the gas station.
That's
you
where
think,
she got it from. She got it from her
they are allowed
friend.
to sell it. It's not like I bought it from some dude on the street.
Right. But
I know exactly where she got it.
Yeah.
She got it from a guy who owns a distribution company here in Nashville that distributes to C-stores and stuff, and he buys all of the candies and junk and whatever and pipes and stuff that goes into gas stations.
That shit.
Because she owns a gas station, so they went and bought this thing, and he had bought all of these cartridges
and
bought all of this all of this marijuana styled stuff, and it was right as marijuana was starting
and it was right before that.
Yes.
So that's all we had at that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
So we were like enjoying and having fun, but end up
But
being really
he
bad.
had sold her this thing, and I had hit it like once or twice, and it literally was like I was about to die. I couldn't breathe. I felt
It's
like I was told her I
horrible.
was feeling
Yeah,
I was
he
dying.
said, I'm just dying.
I'm dying. I
Like
don't know what's
pure
going
I'm
on.
dying.
Like
I had a
time
family
was
member
skipping.
that got a bad one from a store in Nashville, and I had to take them to the ER.
Yeah, so be very careful.
Yes.
That particular reality of cannabis screws what we do
Right.
in cannabis.
That's
like
right.
if you find good, clean
It gives
source product-
cannabis really bad name.
terrible name
Yeah.
because that's why we went and when we started to get into this because our kids were doing this stuff, we decided to go to Vegas and we went to Colorado and we went to
check
California.
your sources, know your supplier, know your grower.
Yeah.
Right. If you know where the product is coming from, it's a plant and it's not going to kill you. But if you
Right.
don't know where the product is coming from or
Exactly.
who's
It could
putting
be chemicals.
who's putting what in it, then that's a whole new ballgame because that's not THC. That's not
Right.
cannabis. That's
Yeah, you
that's
know, the
chemical
more
trash.
pure product anybody can get is better. Yesterday, I was talking with Jake in a store about that some waxes, even though I know it's good product, but still I am so sensitive. I feel like when I use it, it bothers my throat.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Jake, like the way we do in our other store, in Brentwood store, literally we grab the plant and we press it.
Squeeze it.
Squeeze it,
the
and
plant.
not even direct heat, indirect, because we put it on the in between, so it's not
Wax
even
paper.
direct heat. And the wax that comes out of that, for me personally, I was telling Jake when we doing our own
It's
product,
so much cleaner.
I want that product. Give
Right.
that one to people.
Right.
So if somebody wants too much terpene and too much of this and that, they can do it still. There's option. But I want to be able to give like firsthand, like this is the nothing mixed.
No chemicals.
Didn't go through anything. Yeah, probably.
Well, so
Well-
that's the regulatory world that this thing needs to be under, and that can be a huge discussion. Probably that we
That's
go
another
off and-
episode.
That is.
I want to get
totally.
back and find out how long you've been smoking.
Oh, me. So I'm going to go back to my background just a little bit.
Yes,
because-
where are you from?
Yeah.
How did you get introduced? What was that? Were those the right questions?
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you from? How'd you get
I am
introduced to that?
Iranian,
Mm-hmm.
so coming from Iran, and I'm sure everybody
Is
knows the
marijuana
situation.
is marijuana
Never.
legal there?
Never.
No.
It was
CBD?
not. No.
CBD is starting to. I think there's
Oh,
some.
really?
There's some movement. I think a little bit, but
not
there-
in Iran.
No.
Not in Iran.
I've heard a little bit that there is.
I have not.
I
heard
like the
anything.
non-Iranian is telling
I
you.
know, right?
Okay, so was it black market there? Like, did people get it? Because it was illegal here for us
Yes.
as kids as
Yeah.
well. So it was all black market.
Yes. So growing up, it was totally illegal, and it was big. It had big, huge penalty if they catch
was it?
you.
Really?
Like they would beat you, they would put you to jail. God knows how long you would
shit.
stay there.
Yeah.
It was Islamic. It still
Yeah.
is. You know, it's still up to date. It's the same restriction applies the
Same
same
law.
way.
Mm-hmm.
The same law. Yeah, applies still. So growing up, I didn't have that freedom, but again, there was black market.
She's like, I got it.
You
Don't
know,
worry.
if you want to do something, if you want to get to product, you're going to get it.
Right.
Especially a person like me.
Right.
My brother was very much like me, and he was 10 years older than me.
So that helped
So he
you
would
know
go,
the right places.
yes, he would,
Her
not right
brother is-
places, but he would bring, and he didn't have anybody to be,
He's an OG.
To be like with him doing it because nobody, it's
So
drug.
his sister would.
Yeah, nobody would do it because it's big time drug, you know, in Iran. So he would talk to me like, do you want to try it, give it a shot? And I was like, wanted to be like big brother back then.
Right.
You know, I was like,
I
yeah,
have
I
big
want.
brothers. I get that.
Yeah, I wanted to. So we enjoyed like couple times, not even more than that in Iran. And then I left Iran. I was 20 when I left in Iran.
Wait, did you get high those times you smoked?
Honestly, I don't know. But I'm pretty certain I
Did you?
did. Yeah. But I can't recall like how was the high and stuff. But I'm pretty certain I was like young.
Right.
I was under 20. Imagine
Right.
I was young. So after I left Iran, still in my head was drug.
Right.
Even though I used it, I was open-minded to it. But in my head, grew up in the culture, in my head was still drug. I was using it. So entire my journey, and one day I will talk about the journey with you guys because I do have a good one.
It is.
Yeah, everybody will enjoy. But I made it to Greece. Even in Greece, I didn't use cannabis product. I came here at the beginning. I didn't until I met some friends, And little by little, they said, one of my friends said, "Oh, I have weed, you guys. It's illegal here." Yeah.
Right.
So we just did it little here and there in social setting, and then divorce happened. I met Jake, and it's still here and there. We are just in, girls gathering, having. Until the regular usage start for both of us, like last time we said, after kids.
Right.
Yeah.
When we discovered that kids are smoking, using cannabis, that was the time it was like something, up until that point for me, it was like having fun and pleasure. And
it was like going and drinking. It was like a social
like wine,
event,
having a glass of wine. But at that point when I was talking, we sat down and talked with them, and our kids talked to us. And they explained that why they are using the cannabis.
Right.
Like they didn't want to use pharmaceutical. And, they experienced beforehand even coming to us that it is working for them,
Well, what they were doing and reason why they were using that stuff is not to have fun or go out and party.
Right.
It was more for my brain is doing X,
Right.
and I don't want my brain to do X. I don't want to
Right.
feel this way, so how do I do that? When they used cannabis, the function was calming down, relaxing, being able to engage easier, less anxiety, stress. All of that stuff was the byproduct that they were looking for versus the go out and party and have fun.
I
And so
remember
that-
one day, sorry, Jake, I cut
it's
you. I
fine.
remember one day, one of our kids called me, and we were driving. We are in Edmondson Park driving. I never forget that day because it gave me big chill.
Yeah.
And he said, we asked about why, because that was the time they were getting in trouble with
And they were
cops.
still
They
young.
were
In high
still in
school.
high
High
school,
school,
yeah.
Yeah,
like
15.
15, 16, yeah. So we are talking with them why they are doing this, what is their explanation. Listen, and he is on the other side saying, I am going to refuse to
Take these medicines because
The
they-
pharmaceuticals,
Yes.
yeah,
I am
because they make
gonna-
you feel weird and like shit.
Well,
Yeah.
he was like, I either have.
He was
anger-
17. He was 17, yeah.
I have anger tendencies towards myself or other people
Yeah.
on these medicines.
Yeah.
And I've been
yeah,
doing
those
research.
that's a
I've been doing
total
research,
side effect of those.
and these side effects are making you want to hurt yourself
Jesse,
or
he
others. And he goes,
opens-
I don't want to hurt
Yeah.
myself or other
He
people.
opens his,
And cannabis makes me not do that.
He
Yeah.
opens his research. He starts saying the side effects of the medicine that he's taking at that time, and saying this, and it was like suicide and
Yeah, he's,
really,
like, reading
really
all
bad
this stuff.
things.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. So he had put this together to show you?
Well,
or?
no. So what was
He
go-
had studied already.
what was
all
going
of
on
this.
is
He did it for himself,
Yeah.
probably.
For himself.
But
Yeah.
then had to show you guys when he got in trouble.
Well, because he was getting in trouble for
Right.
smoking weed, and the school was after him, and he
Yeah.
wasn't taking his medicines the way
Right.
he was. And he was like,
and I
"I'm
was
doing
like, why
research
you are
on
not
this."
taking medicine?
Yeah.
So
Because
he
he
pulls
makes
up
him
his
feel like
phone.
shit.
He says, "This is the side effect of this medicine
Well-
you want me to take."
Yeah.
At that point in time, we had a whole bunch of other things, outside impacts, whether it was court, other parents, these kind of things, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah,
Yeah,
blah.
and he was not even
Right.
adult yet.
Right.
But I took the risk at that point when he named all of this. I was literally, I'm telling you, I had chill. I said, you know what?
Don't take any of it.
You have one more year and you're going to become adult. If this is your experience,
Stop
go
it.
with that and stop it. And we both said, we will be behind you. And after that, we started, that was the time for both of us.
Well, that's
we
what we went and started looking
studying
at, and we went-
looking into it. And we traveled.
to Vegas
we
or
used
Colorado.
like every
we went to where it was
different
legal
kind.
and went like,
Right, and,
what
like,
the
did
frick
your
is going to
own
happen to our
research.
kid? Because none of these side effects that they were telling us about in the drugs that he was being told to be put on by the state, city, whoever else, school, these drugs were lists of side
So
effects
let
to
me
do
ask
bad
you
stuff, but
this.
there was zero side effect when it came to any cannabis. And her and I went and physically wanted to do all of whatever it was in any of the states that we could go
what's
to.
gonna happen
Give
to
me,
them.
give me the top of whatever is the most potent, ridiculous, whatever stuff
Yeah.
you have, and let me do it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. When he was diagnosed and got put on these meds, were you there, like at the appointments with him? Did the doctors go through any of these potential side effects, or the nurses go through any of these potential?
Zero, almost zero.
Never, Jessie.
As a nurse, that
Never.
makes me so angry.
It makes me angry too. It makes me angry of myself too. That
You didn't even
what-
question. But here's the thing: you trusted.
We trust
People
the
blindly
doctors.
trust the,
Well,
the
so
medical
that-
industry here, and they're
that's-
fucking us.
Well, that
As a nurse, I will say that.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the reality of what we were taught. We were taught that doctors are there to help. They take a Hippocratic oath to promote life. The reality is know that 95% of these doctors nowadays are beholden to a
Bottom line paycheck. I'll say
paycheck
this though: a lot of
from an insurance company or a pharmaceutical company.
a
one
lot
the
of them
two.
do get into it for the right reasons. I just
They
think they're
do.
blinded
Yes.
by money.
Well, so that's the same
And
thing
it's
in government.
frustrating.
That's the same thing in government. Maybe there's some people that get into the right reasons to do things in government, but as soon as the money starts hitting their pocketbooks, then they change their positions all the time, and people
and I
get
think
screwed.
the people that are truly passionate about it, like I'm truly passionate about caring for other people,
Yeah.
and I left healthcare.
Yeah.
Like Western
Yeah.
medicine healthcare
Yeah.
a few years
And-
ago because I
and I
was
know-
so over it.
I
Because
know
your
many
hands are
people
tied.
like you
Yeah.
that they left healthcare
And they're the
because
ones
of
that need to be
reason.
in it.
Yeah, they
But
are.
it's because it's bullshit.
Well, it's because your hands are tied by some regulatory nonsense that doesn't allow you to actually help people. It's put into this category of you have to do this thing because this is who has this regulatory thing lined up for you to do. That's the nonsense. There's
Such
no
bullshit.
common sense in our healthcare system. Yeah, we need smart people figuring out different things that are happening with our physicality. There are drugs out there that are very helpful.
Yeah, there's definitely times that drugs are important, but like,
but if you're taking
why are we giving kids essentially cocaine to make them sit still in a classroom, like, and have all of these horrible
Exactly.
side effects?
Yeah,
when
experience.
something natural can help. First of all, the first thing is let them go outside and fucking play. You know, don't make them sit inside for 8 hours in school.
If you can control people by whatever methods, then you can control the amount of money and power you have. Purpose of this right here is to educate people in other things
Right.
and
Yes,
educate
because
people
it
about what the
can
truth
actually
is.
help.
Yes.
So Jessie, where are you from, and what is your experience with cannabis?
Where am I from? I was actually born and raised right here. Not many of us in Franklin, Tennessee, and
Not
let's
here
see.
at 1304 Murfreesboro Road, but here in Franklin.
No, but I
Tennessee.
told y'all this. I told y'all this was the Bonanza when I was a kid, a restaurant,
Now it's the Bagonza.
That's right.
or the Bong.
That's what I was. That's what I was trying to say. I just couldn't
Jeff
put the
flipped
whole.
backwards. What was my experience in cannabis? I think I told you last week I've smoked for like 32 years or something. Off and on. My first experience as a kid, you know, growing up here, it was illegal as well.
So the Franklin police know.
The Franklin police arrested me for simple possession and possession of paraphernalia.
Hey, I'm with you on that one.
The FPD?
No, it was actually.
I was gonna.
It was
Am
actually
I
Metro.
the
It was
only
actually
good
Metro.
one
but-
between you guys? All three of
That's
you.
okay. But Brentwood PD picked me up. But I
damn.
I beat all of that.
Really?
Yeah, because it's nonsense. It's stupid. I
Well,
went in the court during COVID with mask on, and these people look like a bunch of retards with their mask on. And I'm sitting around going, you're going to sit here and have this problem with me over
Well,
what?
and that was after the
This is
Farm
the-
Bill was legal too.
Well, this is the stupidest thing about all of that. And I'm going to say it right here because these guys are idiots. They're idiots. They're stupid idiots. I got pulled over for smoking weed on the 29th of February, which is a leap year. So the day kind of doesn't exist but once every 4 years. And the guy who pulled me over, I'm in a car that's not mine, that is not registered and not insured. A gun that I don't own, that's in
It
her
doesn't
name.
belong to him.
This sounds really bad.
Yeah.
This is not currently. just for the record. Go
But
ahead.
listen,
This is a while
yeah,
ago.
it gets better.
And grinder and stuff. And the cop puts everything back in the car, including my knife, my gun.
Like he closes his eyes on all of this thing that he
The cash, doesn't do anything with the car, the insurance, not a thing that's not even my car, none of it. And writes me a ticket. 2.
For marijuana.
For possession of marijuana, which it was CBD stuff I got, whatever. And paraphernalia for the grinder. And confiscated my grinder and the joint thing that I had there. Go ahead and drive home. Here's your pink ticket.
Not even his car.
Not even my car.
Crazy.
Like it was wrong license plate on the wrong car.
Yeah, like totally fishy. Everything was just fishy. But
He cared about the weed?
he cared just about the weed and the grinder.
That's insane to me.
And I went
And
to
it's not like it was a pound of weed. It was a little amount.
Yeah, very little, yeah.
It was
Sorry.
nonsense.
Sorry. I was just gonna say I got pulled over one time. Long story short, and I had like maybe 0.7 on me, and I heard them weigh it behind me and announce to the other officer that it was a little over 2 grams. Like it's impossible. I bought 1.5. And then I also got a paraphernalia charge in that case for having an unopened pack of Swishers. And I just straight up asked the guy. I was like,
How is
this
that
is something I got from the gas. Yeah, I was like, this is something I got from the
gas.
gas station. Like, I truly am not trying to be an asshole, but like, I just don't understand how that's a charge. And he said if it's in the presence of marijuana,
It's
that
counted
it's
as
reasonably, it could be reasonably assumed.
See, this is where I went and
Shit.
fought them all on it, and they
Wow.
lost because you can't really describe marijuana by smell or color or look.
Well, when I got arrested, for the same factor, I shouldn't have been arrested either because
No,
when I
this
was,
is
I mean, I was
nonsense.
14 at the time when the police rolled up FPD, and I was with 2 other girls, one who was 18 at the time, and we had just gone to Ellington Smoke Shop in downtown Nashville that afternoon. It was a Friday afternoon. We got out of school, went down there, and bought a new pipe. We had never even smoked out of it, so. Again, it was
Piece of
just
glass.
assumed it was for, it was a piece of, I don't even think it was glass. We were high school kids. We weren't that rich, shit. But,
a piece of metal.
yeah, exactly. A metal pipe. And then we had a bag of like 3 things of shake in it. Like there was no weed in there. Nobody was even, that's why we hadn't used the pipe, because the bag didn't really have anything in it. It was just.
Wasn't even enough to fill the pipe.
No, exactly. And so the fact that we all 3 got arrested for that, we should not have been charged for that. But, and then I'll say this. I'm not bitter because it's been a long, long time. But I was
resentfulness.
I was
hangs in there.
14 at the time.
Oh, wow.
And when I turned 16 and got my driver's license, I had to do community service. I got arrested, I had to go to court, all that.
Brentwood cop knows him.
Well, they
that point.
found out what car I drove when I turned 16. And anytime the 2 police officers from Franklin that arrested me saw me, they would pull me over. They would search my car illegally. They would use, and I didn't realize it was illegal. I was a scared kid.
Yeah.
You're 16 years old.
Right. They detained,
You just got your driver's license.
They detained me and another girl one time at a gas station we all used to hang out. They came up and they told everybody to leave. They let everyone leave. We were getting in the car to leave. They realized who I was. They stopped us. They detained us for like an hour to search our car. So like,
Illegally.
I've been so scared of police my whole life because of my childhood. And
The
for
Franklin,
what?
the Franklin PD, the city of Franklin, should honestly currently, right now, write you a check for a giant sum of money. No, I'm telling you, here's why. Because of
You
this
hear that, city of Franklin?
Well, I'm gonna tell you legally why they have actually a responsibility to it. The state does because
Why
of
is
all
that?
Because of the anxiety and stress that it caused you.
I see the FPD. I
Yeah.
see FPD
After
driving
the
down the
fact.
road
Yes.
now, and I'm like, oh my god.
No, that's actually a good point. That's actually a really good point.
You personally have PTSD that has
Totally.
lasted 30-something years because of the harassing style of the Franklin PD and their mannerism
That's totally
towards
true.
what you did that has absolutely
And
zero problem
you know
whatsoever.
what, Jake?
Now, if I was sitting here as a Franklin person watching this and maybe one of the officials of the city of Franklin, I would pucker my butt right now because honestly, you should take a lawsuit and go, look, I still currently am functioning from PTSD from the bullshit that your police officers pulled
I mean, they did
30 years
pull some
ago.
bullshit.
And I guarantee you there are cops still to this day doing these damn things around here
I know
because
one of
it's
the police
nonsense.
officers passed away since then.
Well, see, this kind of nonsense is
Yeah.
personally why I'm here. Get this nonsense out. This is
Yeah.
stupid.
It is nonsense.
Cities and states need to.
They took advantage of the fact that I
Exactly.
didn't know my rights. I was scared they could just do it.
Right.
Like I told my mom as an adult, look, I'm going to say this. Growing up, I have a Latina mother. I was more scared of my mother than the police when I got arrested. To this day, I'm still more scared of my mother. So I never told her that was happening when I was getting pulled over in her ass because I figured she would find a way that it was my
Right.
fault and I was in trouble.
Right.
So I told her as an adult, and she was like,
Why didn't you?
what the hell, Hita? Why didn't you tell me? Like, that is so illegal.
Yeah.
But I was just, okay, they can do it. I respected their authority and just was terrified. Now I continue to smoke weed, but
Well, and see, just for that, they should leave people who smoke weed alone.
right, because
completely.
I wasn't doing anything. I never stole anything. I never created.
Thank you.
I never did anything bad, and I went to nursing school. I had a
Yeah.
family. I owned multiple businesses in the city of Franklin to pay taxes.
Yeah.
I'm an upstanding citizen of this town, and
I'm not a mathematician at all. In fact, I hate math. But I would be willing to bet if you were to look at the illegal activities of people who smoke pot versus people who drink alcohol.
I would agree.
The garbage,
shit they do.
the garbage that's associated with people who drink alcohol,
Like petty little shit too.
Yeah.
far outweighs by 2, 3, 10, 20 times a group of people that smoke
That's
weed.
an interesting statistic. I'd like to.
I would
what
like
that
to know
is.
it. My dad's a statistics professor. Maybe I
Right.
can ask him to pull that together and see what's going on the
Marley
statistical
loves
side.
statistics too.
Yeah.
Should.
She could figure
Yeah.
it
I
out.
was going to ask you guys. You actually kind of landed there. So you've all kind of given the very brief on the background. We kind of met at the gym, right? So from there, where did
Her
we?
and I?
Where did we? No, the three of you.
Yeah.
So from there, where did the story go
From the gym?
with the three of you?
To Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Sima and I went to Vegas 2
Well,
weeks
yeah.
later
Yeah.
for a cannabis show.
Yeah.
Well,
we
cannabis
were in
kind of
convention.
connected it because I think you've realized right at the minute that you saw Hat
Yeah.
and what it was that you're like, oh, these people
Yeah.
are into weed.
Well, that and then
was
I'm
awesome.
also I've had multiple businesses. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm always thinking of my next business, and
yeah.
I was kind of in the
That's right.
thought process of potentially doing something in the cannabis
That's right.
world with
That's
another
right.
partner of mine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
when I saw you, and so that's how we started talking.
right.
And
Yeah.
then you were like, "Well, you come to Vegas with me." So 2 weeks later, we went to Vegas and
Cannabis convention. in
cannabis
Vegas.
convention, and then you and I just felt
Clicked,
I had a connection with you immediately.
Yeah,
dear
and I
friend.
really think cannabis is part of that.
Yeah.
That you connected.
Yeah, and then we came back, and I don't know, we just
Smoke weed every day.
exactly.
Smoke weed every day.
I go
We
smoke
did.
weed at her place. She comes smoke weed at my
Right,
place.
right.
There it goes. This is
That's what we did, and then
I
just
know.
the friendship grew.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we ended up going to Spain together,
That's right.
and then we've been to the
smoked in the
beach.
There's a
Space.
cannabis club there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we smoked.
Jake, when are you gonna take me to Spain, dude?
What?
No.
When are you gonna take me to Spain?
Sima and I went alone to Spain.
Yeah.
We went, my daughter was in school there, so we went there. And then we've been to the beach together.
Yes.
So we've just.
Wait, did you say your daughter was in school there? Is that what
Yeah.
you just said?
Yeah, and last year.
In Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
She did a semester abroad. She's in college. She'll be a senior in college this year, and she did a semester abroad last year in Spain. And a week and a half before I decided it was a last minute trip for me, I decided I was going to go visit her, and I was like, oh, I wish I had someone to go with. And I was like, Sima, I'm about to buy a plane ticket to Spain. You want to go? And she texted back, yes. And I was like, oh, really?
Didn't ask me.
I am up
was a
for
girls' trip.
Travel. Yeah.
So yeah, we went for 7 or 8 days and had fun.
It was
Smoked
really
weed there, smoked some good hash there.
Yes,
I
I
really
know
enjoyed
you
their
fell in
hash.
love with hash in there.
Yes, it brought me back to my childhood. It was like the
Yes.
good old block of hash that you crumble and put in a joint.
Yummy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had some hash in
Rome.
Rome too.
Did you?
Yeah,
I got some when I was in California last time.
it wasn't like
I
that.
mean, it's not like I still have it. That's how I'll tell you. I mean, and that
said,
was
"I still have it."
That was in May.
Yeah.
So that was 2 months ago, and it was just a little ball. If it was that Spain hash, that shit would have been gone in a week.
Yeah, I know.
Playing dummy again. What's the what's hash? I really genuinely don't even know.
The art of cannabis
Fudgy
is,
goodness.
Yeah, here's the art of what cannabis is. You can take the flower of it, which is the plant version. That flower has on it all of the product that does whatever to your body. In marijuana, the primary component of that particular flower is THC, delta-9 THC. It's the little white crystal-y stuff all over the outside of that plant. How much of that, between 3 and 30 or 40%, generally speaking, is what that plant has on it. So hash is just a form of that plant, a concentrated version of it. So when you grind up the flower, you get a keef in the bottom of it. That keef is basically all of the tiny little pieces of the THC and plant that's left over. When they combine that with the rosin, and rosin is just a kind of waxy portion of the flower, it creates this hash ball. So it's like taking all of the concentrated portions of cannabis previous to like squeezing the plant and getting the oils out of it. And that's what hash is. So it's like
And it looks like
a chocolate ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like fudge. It kind of looks like fudge.
Looks like fudge.
Like a hard piece of fudge.
Yes.
And then it will crumble into a nice little, you just sprinkle it on a joint.
How they get the resin, I'm not sure. I'm really curious about how they get the resin and stuff and that, because sometimes it's like as you're heating up the flower, right? The purpose isn't really to burn it and turn it into carbon. It's to heat it up to the point where the liquid in the plant turns into a gas, the smoke. Kind of like the dab bar works. What you're doing is you're just inhaling that vapor. Yes. So the way that they do it is in lighting it. But the rosin that's left over from a lot of that, they capture that with keef, and that's what my impression is, that they turn it into hash.
So the brown that will come out of a blunt, that's resin, right?
That's resin.
Okay.
That's bong resin. When you when you press it, well, what that is like
It's just like you squeeze the juice that you squeeze out of it, right? Almost.
It's like an
Almost,
bong when you have...
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
Listen, when I was 16, I used to save that shit because
Don't
I
eat- I already
needed
know.
to smoke it.
Yes, because it has the THC.
Yes,
Yeah.
And I would scrape the resin out of a bowl and smoke that.
I'll save roaches and
That is where the whole hash world came from, in my understanding. I could be completely wrong
I
and
don't
totally
know,
messed
but
up,
I definitely smoked a lot of resin in my day.
Well, because what you're doing is you're taking and burning the plant material. The plant material is heating up and then basically taking that little teeny ball of THC.
But the way they do it with hash
combusting
is a little better because when we smoke the resin, it's like a second high. A lot of the THC is already gone.
Yes, and so instead of like burning it, what they're doing is like they're using heat presses
In a different
different
way.
ways or other things to get all of
Gotcha.
that goo out of the product and then mix it with the THC trichome. However, the whole purpose is potency.
Right.
The purest form of THC is going to be that tiny little ball on the end of the trichome that is pure THC.
That's really pretty too when you look at it.
If you look at it under a microscope, it's really pretty.
really
It looks like
pretty.
a mushroom with a little ball on top. That ball is where the THC is, the psychoactive component of cannabis. Getting that into your bloodstream is the purpose. Whether you smoke it and it turns into a vapor, or you eat it, or you whatever. The more concentrated that is, whether you get that tiny little ball, which is like a diamond or a wax or something of that nature, or back it up to a hash, rosins, or back to the flower, that process in between there by whoever creates it is what people are looking for. The high, the more concentrated amount. And that's kind of what the differences are between flour versus hash versus extracts versus shatter, wax, batter. I mean, there's
There's all kinds of new shit these days too.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
purpose is trying to get the THC separated from the plant so that
Right.
people can get the highest doses of THC that they possibly can.
Right.
Yeah.
Then whatever in between. That's the function.
There is so many different products these days out, and people use it for
You look so tired.
for so many different.
It's because it's time to smoke again.
It is time.
It's time to smoke weed every day.
I ain't seen a beat like that since somebody stuck a banana in my pants and turned a monkey loose.